AussieBeachTV. You're watching
I love BBQ Baron!
AussieBeachTV. You're watching AussieBeachTV. AussieBeachTV. You're watching AussieBeachTV.
G'day Australia, you're down here for AussieBeachTV at BBQ Baron in Surfers Paradise, and we're here with Robo the Yobbo and Brigitte from Brisbane. We're here with Ian Crane and Super Dan.
Damo,
sorry, my apologies, Super Damo.
Yep.
And we're going to be talking about alien life forms today. Did you want to take us off?
That's exactly right.
Well, I better be incognito in this one then.
AussieBeachTV. You're watching AussieBeachTV.
I'll start from the very beginning, about 6,000 years ago. A race of beings come here from another planet, and they created life on this planet using some of the creatures that were here, and mixed with some of their blood and their DNA and their spare rib bone, that they'll be able to create human beings.
Okay.
And their whole purpose coming to Earth was to find gold, which they needed to protect their planet from the sun as they passed through the Milky Way galaxy, our galaxy. Anyway, they first come in and they thought, okay, we'll mine this gold, but when they got to a point where they thought, well, let's make these creatures to mine the gold for us. So they got to a point where they made human beings like us. I think in the early days they made Sasquatches to do it. So that's why today there's like networks and networks of caves all around the world where these Sasquatches live. That's why we don't see them very often until they come out to feed, and they're very scared of human beings. Anyway, they made beings on this planet to mine gold from them, so they didn't have to do it. And they just sent it back to their planet and blast it into the atmosphere, which will protect their planet from the sun. That was the whole reason why they made humans, to get the gold for them. They left and come back after a few thousand years, and they saw there was a lot of chaos here on Earth because they left the humans that they made to fend for themselves. So they decided that it's a good idea to make giants. So they made giants. They made tyrants that were 100 foot tall. And they actually walked the lands, and they were the police back in them days.
Okay, so
And
like
then-
the people that whipped the Egyptians that were building the pyramids. They were
Well,
like the guards.
Well, there were giants in them days as well.
Yeah.
All the big statues and monuments in Egypt on the Giza Plateau there, they actually depicted the real size of the beings that walked the land in them days. And as well as that, they also did a lot of experiments with animals and humans. So actual humans walking around with animal heads, animal bodies with human heads, all kinds of creatures like that. Anyway, after the Anunnaki left, they got their gold and they left the Earth. And when they left, three-dimensional beings appeared, like the Greys and the reptilian.
The hottest girls you will see. AussieBeachTV. You're watching AussieBeachTV. You're watching AussieBeachTV. The hottest girls.
And things like that. And they started doing all kinds of things to us humans here on Earth. And apparently, the same beings, they towed the moon here, and apparently the moon's a big alien base, full of alien beings that come back and forth, just like a Jacob's ladder sort of thing.
You're watching AussieBeachTV.
And you see a lot of activity when they actually first went to the moon on the Apollo mission. They actually saw aliens there, and they actually spoke of what they saw. They're looking at us. They're surrounding our ship, and these are actually. It's actually telecasted on the live public network, which everyone could listen to, until they thought, oh shit, quick, better flick the switch before people hear what was going on.
We have some explanation for that. We have none. Don't worry. Continue your program. Oh boy, it's really something super fantastic here. You couldn't ever imagine this. Roger, we know about that. Could you go the other way? Go back the other way. Well, that's kind of rich and pretty spectacular. My God, what is that there? That's hollow. What the hell is that? No, tango. That's kind of right there now. Roger, we got it. We marked it. Lose communications. Bravo Tango. Select Jezebel. Yeah. But this is unbelievable.
So there's a lot of controversial things back in our prehistoric past that has been covered up in today's society. Whether they've kept a lot of it, they're lied to us virtually.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I've got to say about it.
Excellent. What do you think of this, Ian?
Well, I would have to make the observation that, I mean, some of it certainly sounds a little bit far out. But some of it, there's no question, is actually documented in the ancient works from Sumeria and Arcadia. I mean, a bit that I would add is that when the Anunnaki were here, there was a group amongst the Anunnaki who were known as the Ijiji. And these were actually the pilots of the craft that were shipping the gold between the Earth and the way stations on the Moon and on Mars.
AussieBeachTV. You watching AussieBeachTV.
Well, the Ijiji were getting their sort of R&R at places on Earth, and the human women that had been genetically engineered,
Yeah.
well, how shall I put it politely, these Ijiji were sort of getting it on with these human women,
Okay.
which was absolutely against the Anunnaki law.
Yeah.
So these Ijiji, they were actually sentenced to remain here on Earth. And the offspring of the Ijiji and the human women were known as the Nephilim, which is actually quite possibly the source of the giants. The Nephilim, yeah. So yeah, this is how it all interacts here. Now, in the interviews that we were doing earlier with Mel and with Brigitte, you know, I used a phrase, those who believe themselves to be the rightful rulers of the planet.
Yeah.
Well, whether it's true or not doesn't matter, but there is absolutely no doubt that those who think that they are the rightful rulers of the planet, and I'm talking, you know, people like the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts,
The Morgans.
yeah.
AussieBeachTV. You watching AussieBeachTV. AussieBeachTV. The hottest girls you would ever see.
You know, the 13 families, as identified by Dr. John Coleman in his seminal work, Committee of 300. But these people absolutely believe themselves to be the direct descendants of the demigods, of like Nimrod and Tammuz.
Yeah.
The hottest girls you would ever see. The hottest girls.
But there's another very interesting factor here, and that is that in the Book of Enoch, it actually talks about the Watchers being sentenced here for a particular period. And it says that they will be removed in the year of mystery.
In the year of
in the year of mystery. And I actually recorded a presentation called Hidden Agenda 2012. I recorded it 6 years ago. People will find it on YouTube. It's posted on YouTube somewhere, I'm sure. He was the guy who made sure that Colin Powell was in South America when 9/11 went down. It's the family tree of the Anunnaki. The effects of the planet coming into close orbit to the Earth is creating a massive tidal wave. This wisdom exists within the secret society because it was used to pinpoint the location for the Pentagon. It was a deliberate ploy to get the Emir of Kuwait to pay US companies for the firefighting exercise. We have come into a period over the last 200 years where the ancient wisdom has been returned to us. The knowledge shall be the domain of the few, the domain of the elite, and the masses will be separated from that knowledge. But in that presentation, I explained why many people amongst this group actually think, or I won't say think, they're running scared that the year 2012 is the year of mystery.
Yeah, okay. So that's what maybe intertwined with the end of the world.
And maybe, who knows?
As well.
I mean, the thing is that these subjects that we're talking about here, up until 45 years ago, you just couldn't talk about them. And the only reason we're even having this conversation today, really, is thanks to a guy called Eric Van Daniken.
Okay.
And Eric Van Daniken published a book in 1966 called Chariots of the Gods.
You watching AussieBeachTV. You watching.
And so up until that point, people were permitted to have one of two views. You either believed in the creation story as per Genesis, or you believed in Darwinism, i.e. evolution.
Ah, yep. Okay.
Those were the only two acceptable views. If you believed anything else, you're a nutter.
AussieBeachTV. You watching AussieBeachTV. AussieBeachTV.
But then Van Daniken came along, and he wrote Chariots of the Gods. And Chariots of the Gods put out into the public domain, you know, the evidence from all around the world, like the pyramids and like the Nazca lines and the pyramids in Central America. And basically, he put out the hypothesis that people from other planets had visited here previously.
Yeah.
The hottest girls you ever see.
And then 10 years later, in 1976, a guy called Zecharia Sitchin came along and he wrote a book called The 12th Planet, and which was the first book in a series of books he wrote called The Earth Chronicles. And a lot of what we're talking about here is based on that work. Now, much of that was known before, but only within academia.
Okay.
And Zecharia Sitchin is the guy who put it into the public domain. Well, I better be incognito with this one then. So
He's the only person who can decipher it.
Well,
there's probably a handful of people, but he's the only one who can pinpoint things, and he's actually worked it all out. Yeah, that's all I've got to say.
There are other people, and I mean, there's been some debate about some of the accuracy of his interpretation. But fundamentally, you know, you're absolutely right. Fundamentally, I mean, what he has pulled together has been corroborated by, you know, by other people working in academia. And of course, the reality is here that those who want to keep control of the planet don't want this information to come out.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they destroyed the Library of Alexandria in 415 AD, and because that was the sort of world repository of information at the time, and the new Roman Empire was just starting to get kicked off, so they wanted to destroy all the material that was in Alexandria.
Yeah.
Then in the 16th century, the Spanish church destroyed all the works of the Mayans and the Aztecs. And then with the invasion of Iraq, one of the primary objectives was to destroy this incredible repository of Sumerian, Akkadian information that Saddam Hussein had put into the Baghdad Museum.
Wow.
So the whole idea here is to maintain total control of people's belief systems by removing anything that might challenge the sort of basis of the Abrahamic religions.
Literally brainwashing us again.
Totally.
More brainwashing.
The hottest girls you will ever see.
What about you, Robbo? What do you reckon?
Well, look, yeah, the year of mystery is coming up. I'm just waiting for me lift home. You know, just got all my mates on the way. I've sent the word out. The signal's gone out there. I mean, you know, I think it's weird for us to even, you know, I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't have all the info, but a simple thing like looking up and thinking that it goes forever, if you look in one direction it goes forever and ever, and to think there's nothing out there is very, you know, ignorant and simple-minded. So the fact that, you know, I think they probably looked over us, like you said, they saw we weren't doing too well here, tried to fix us, and now they're like, oh, bugger them. You know, a bunch of stoners and drunks will just, you know, get rid of it, mate.
Is that the whole planet or just Australia?
That's just mainly Australia, yeah. Sweet.
Hottest girls you will ever see.
Excellent. What about you, Bridget? What do you reckon?
I'd have to say I think my neighbour might be an alien, but not too sure at this point.
Yeah.
to be advised later. Yeah.
You're watching AussieBeachTV.
So is which planet is Julia Gillard from?
Oh God, Uranus. That woman needs to be shot. And what was that? Sorry, they walk.
Don't hold back. Can you tell us what you really think?
No, really, I don't think that's pleasant enough to be said on TV. So you say they walk amongst us?
Well, apparently the US government's come forward, the same ones behind Area 51 and all that kind of controversy. They've come forward and said there's 52 different types of alien beings that have been to this planet, that have visited here, that walk amongst us, and we wouldn't even know, wouldn't even recognise them, apart from them being humanoid as well.
Okay.
And I'd just like to say that, has anyone seen Jesus? No. Has anyone seen Jesus, Mary, the Mother of God? No. Has anyone seen God? No. But there's been over 100,000 sightings of UFOs each year.
Yeah.
It's getting more and more every year. So, as well as that, look all the crop glyphs that have come from circles, these unbelievable geometrical designs out in their fields, and the major countries don't want nothing to do about it. But you look at a place like Russia and China, got whole satellite channels dedicated to these unbelievable designs.
Wow. Okay.
So
are you an alien? Is that how you know so much?
I'd say I am, yeah. I'm part alien, part human, like the rest of us here.
Yeah?
Exactly right.
Excellent.
So, yeah, that's all I've got to say about it.
Excellent.
You're watching AussieBeachTV. The hottest girls you will ever see. AussieBeachTV. The hottest girls you will ever see. AussieBeachTV. You're watching AussieBeachTV. AussieBeachTV. The hottest girls you will ever see. AussieBeachTV. hottest girls you will ever see. AussieBeachTV. You're watching AussieBeachTV. AussieBeachTV. The hottest girls you will ever see. The hottest girls you will ever see. AussieBeachTV. You're watching AussieBeachTV. You're watching AussieBeach. The hottest girls you will ever see. Hottest girls you will ever see. AussieBeachTV. You're watching AussieBeachTV.
You're watching me on AussieBeachTV. You're here, sweet.
BBQ Baron. You're watching AussieBeachTV. The hottest girl